Hi everyone. Today I'm talking about Etsy's Offsite Ads because there seems to be a little confusion, and they've also changed the program a little bit since it was first started. So let's talk about what Offsite Ads are, how they work, and how you can be charged for things that you don't really expect to be charged for and how you should plan for that. So the first thing is, what are Etsy Offsite Ads? Etsy's Offsite Ads is a program where Etsy will run ads on places like Google, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, wherever they're running ads. So they run ads to Etsy listings or to Etsy in general, but it's usually to listings, because what happens is if someone clicks on one of those ads, comes to your shop and buys from your shop anything, if they buy anything in your shop after they clicked on an ad that brings them to your shop, then you pay either 12% if you're opted in permanently to the program, or 15% if you are not opted in permanently and you can turn the ads off. Generally, what happens when you open an Etsy shop is that you are opted in. Etsy opts everyone in automatically, and you have to go and turn them off if you don't want to be advertised off of Etsy. Now, you might think 12 and 15% are a lot, but it's really not that much compared to other ad platforms. So it's decent. It's a decent amount to pay for an ad, but you might not want Etsy to advertise your stuff. So if you can opt out, then do that if you don't want to be included in Offsite Ads. Now, when can you opt out? You can opt out if you have made $10,000 or less in the previous, and I'm going like this, in the previous 365 days. And at one point I saw an article that said they check that on the first of every month. They might do it continuously now, I'm not sure. But if you have made $10,000 or more on Etsy in the previous 365 days, then you are opted into Offsite Ads permanently, and you pay 12%. Okay, so even if you drop below that $10,000 in the next 365 days, it doesn't matter, because once you're in, you're in. You cannot opt out anymore. But you're only paying 12%. And if you can opt out, if you can go to your Offsite Ads dashboard and turn that off and you can get out of it, then you would pay 15% if you were in it. Okay, so I want to say it's a benefit. It's not. If you don't like Offsite Ads and you're opted in, that's it. You're done. You don't have a choice. I personally do not enjoy having to pay for Offsite Ads, but I'm opted in because I've made more than $10,000 in the previous 365 days, so I have nothing to say about it. Okay. If you are a new Etsy seller, like I said, they opt everyone in automatically, and you need to go and turn that off. And you can do that in your shop dashboard. I'm not sure where it is in there. I can look that up, and I'll put the information in a text box over here, so just watch the screen and it will tell you where to do that. But you have to go in and turn that off manually, because it will opt you in automatically and you have to turn it off. And even if you're turned off, if you're opted out and you make the $10,000, they opt you in. So that's that. Okay, so that's how it works. It's either 12 or 15%, depending on if you have made that money or not. Where do Offsite Ads come from? Where does that fee comes from? The fee comes from, like I said, ads on Google, on Pinterest, on Facebook, wherever Etsy decides to advertise. If someone comes to your shop, like I said, and buys something from your shop, then you pay that. It also comes from, and this is new, at one point they added some larger advertisers in, like websites like Martha Stewart Living. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head, but there are a few. And a lot of those people post affiliate links that will take people to Etsy listings. Those are called publishing partners, and Etsy opened that program to them a couple years ago. It was a while back. But now they've opted everyone into the opportunity to advertise and get a higher affiliate rate if you were an Etsy affiliate through the AWIN affiliate program. The AWIN affiliate program is one of 2 Etsy affiliate programs that they run, and it allows people who have websites who publish affiliate links that take people to Etsy to get a commission on anything that the person buys. Okay, so now instead of just specific publishers, anyone who has an AWIN affiliate program, or anyone who's an AWIN affiliate member, I'm an AWIN affiliate member because I put links on my websites. So I can put links that take people to Etsy, and if they buy something from that shop, then I get a higher commission, and Etsy charges you the Offsite Ad fee. Okay, so that is an extra place where you can be found and have to pay an Offsite Ads fee. Just be aware of that, because sometimes you don't know where you're being advertised. And they don't always tell you where you're advertised. I don't think, yeah, you can probably figure it out in Google Analytics, but maybe not. It's hard to kind of pick that stuff apart. But there are a bunch of places where you could have your advertising happening that comes to your shop and people buy stuff and you have to pay that price. So it's something to understand that there are multiple places where you can get traffic. Okay. The last thing, is there any way to like trick the algorithm so that you're not advertised? No, because Etsy will decide what to advertise. You can't tell Etsy, I would love for you to advertise this thing. They are going to decide on their own what they're advertising. You don't have any input into it. So that's something that Etsy controls. We have no control over that. You may never have an offsite ads fee. You may never make a sale through offsite ads, but you might make a lot. So you need to watch this. And the way that you watch it is you go into your stats and scroll down, and this is on desktop. I don't know where it is on the app. Scroll down and it'll say something about see more information about offsite ads. You click on that and it will tell you where, like what sales are being made through offsite ads. And like I said before, if anyone comes to your shop from an offsite ad that leads to your shop and they buy anything, you're going to pay the offsite ads fee. The offsite ads is also good for 30 days. Okay, so a lot of people will say, I had a returning customer and I had to pay the offsite ads fee both times. Yeah, because if they come back within 30 days, or if they click on that ad link again to find your shop, and a lot of people do that, they'll go to Google and they'll search for your shop and Etsy, and then they'll click on an ad without realizing it. They've looped themselves back into the offsite ads fee cookie, and then you pay the fee again. So just because someone has bought from you once, it doesn't mean that they can't be charged the offsite ads fee again if they come back and buy again. And don't ask your customers, where did you click on? Because they're not going to remember. They're going to try to give you an answer, but they're not going to give you the right answer. They're not going to remember. So you can't worry about that. Now, if someone clicks on an offsite ads fee, comes to your shop, and then goes to someone else's shop and buys something, that person will not pay a fee and you won't pay a fee. Okay, so it's only if they click on a link that comes directly to your shop and then they buy anything from you. But don't worry about somebody clicking an ad and coming to your shop after they saw someone else's and then you get charged. That doesn't happen. The other thing to understand about this is that the offsite ads fee does not cover the whole cost of the ads. Etsy pays a good percentage, and it's a pretty high percentage of the cost of advertising. And then that 12 to 15% offsets it a little bit, but it is nowhere near what the ads actually cost. And one of the moderators in my Facebook group was saying that she thinks that people have become spoiled because they don't understand how much it costs. And it's true. We don't understand how much it costs to actually advertise on these platforms to send people to your shop and get that sale. It's a lot more than we're paying with that 12 to 15%. So Etsy pays for most of it. That's something to understand. The other thing to understand is that you need to build the cost of advertising into your prices. So if your profit margin is 15%, then you're not going to make any money if Etsy charges you that 15%, because that's going to eat all your profit. So when you're setting your prices, take the worst case scenario into account. Make sure that you're adding in any discounts that you might want to offer. Make sure that you're adding the cost of any advertising. So that would be the 12 to 15, depending on which one you would have to pay. Make sure that you're charging enough that even if you do have to pay that fee, it's not going to eat up all your profits, because why would you want to work for nothing? Okay. You can look at it as, well, it's a sale that I wouldn't have gotten. It's a sale that, it's the cost of doing business. It's the cost of getting a customer. And you can make that customer your customer after that if you direct them to your website or something like that, or get them to sign up for your email list through your packaging materials. But you have to account for the cost of everything that you do for marketing into the cost of your pricing, or else you might as well not even be selling anything. All right, so just make sure that you're thinking about everything that might go into the discounts that go into, selling something before you actually set that price and walk away, or else you're going to find out that you're losing money. And this actually did happen to me in my supply store. I used to sell the silicone that I used to make the molds. I sold it as a supply. And I realized that Etsy was advertising it heavily on offsite ads. And it wasn't eating all my profits, but it was eating enough of it that I was not happy. And so I just had to delete that item from my shop. And that's basically the only way that you can keep Etsy from advertising something, is to delete it off of Etsy completely. And I'm not saying deactivate it. I'm saying delete it, because they will find something else to show you. And it leads people back to your shop, and then they're going to advertise something else, right? So deleting it completely, and there's reasons for that. But that's the only way to prevent Etsy from showing something in an offsite ad, because like I said, we have no control over that. All right, so I hope that cleared it up a little bit. It's kind of a tricky system. There is an article about how offsite ads work. I will put the link to that in the description of this video. But if you have any questions, post them. I'll be glad to try to answer them. And if I can't answer them, maybe the article can. But it's not that difficult to figure out once you understand how it works. You're basically going to get charged if you're opted in. That's how it is. All right, so leave me any questions, give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you later.